This is Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733. And it's 12:05, and it is the 29th day of April, 2025. I got up at 5 a.m. for an appointment at the 37th District Court today at 1:15. And I have not had a shower yet. I set my alarms for 5 a.m., okay? But in all of America's desperate fear and paranoia, shout out to CIA, Macomb County Corporate Counsel, Ray Steele, Jay Cooper, CIA, Department of Defense, America's kidnapping, trafficking, human and child trafficking, murder, and international and domestic terrorist operations under FISA in America's Patriot Act that comes with a $30,000 ticket on people's head. So, in all of their fear and paranoia, on a third device, they have internally, remotely silenced the alarm, which they've done on two previous devices, so I had to get a third device out last night to set the alarm for 5 a.m. The reason why the alarm had to be set for 5 a.m. is because America does exactly what America did in their fear and paranoia. They put 338 million Americans' lives in danger at the expense of America's children and grandchildren who are going to have to pay the price for canceling the bus on me again this morning. I had a 1-hour Facebook Live for the whole time I was out there, and in their fear and desperation, they have hid it. And I accessed the link, and I posted that, and the link is not working. Something went wrong. Yes, America's fear and paranoia. That's what went wrong. Another reason for getting up at 5 a.m., in addition to giving myself an hour and a half or 2 hours to stand there and wait for somebody to make that fucking bus come 2.5 hours late, was because I have not been able to have a shower or a bath since Friday. And it is because Department of Homeland Security contracted Jeanette Diamond. She's a Homeland Security, DHHS, FEMA contracted operative, okay, in a human trafficking operation. And she is mentally and medically disabled to a point where she is unable to take care of herself. That's God's punishment. And the bathroom is full of shit. There's shit all over the toilet, still. Shit all over the floor. There's shit smeared on the walls, and there is shit all on the top of the outer wall of the bathtub. And I'm not cleaning it anymore, and there's nothing to clean it with anyways, because Dawn and Ty Mars of Great Oaks have been negligent in putting toilet bowl cleaner there for what has been no less than 3 months now. There's no more bleach left, and there is absolutely zero antibacterial. So I'm literally standing over the toilet. I have to lift the seat up, and I have to stand over the toilet and shit like an animal. And then very carefully with shoes on and everything, and I'm disgusted at the bottom of my shoes even touching that bathroom floor. I have to get in the shower, and I have to inspect to make sure the shower head is not caked with shit again before I can wash myself off. And I mean, like, literally, I just spray myself off, and I get out. There is a really, it's a huge psychological factor involved when you're standing there in a shower looking at shit all over the floor the top of the sink and smeared on the walls. And since Adult Protective Services and is not going to do anything to make sure Jeanette Diamond gets the help that she needs, and neither are Dawn and Ty Mars, because everybody's paranoid, because this is an international and federal human trafficking operation into America's targeted kidnapping, human child sex, organ, labor, and occult ritual sacrifice, trafficking, murder, and terrorist operations under the United States Patriot Act and FISA. Okay, Americans are paranoid and they're not going to get involved. So that's the way it is. So by the time I got to Planet Fitness, after the bus was canceled, which I knew these dumb Americans would do, they're just that dumb, I don't have enough time to take a shower. So that's why I look like this. I don't look my best. And I got to make my appointment down the street at 1:15, which is my last probation appointment at 37th District Court after the Warren PD and the Warren PD's relatives, contracted operatives, committed a crime of human trafficking and terrorism and manufacturing a crime that otherwise wouldn't exist if they didn't manufacture it. For no other reason than to traffic me into the DOD black spot at 12 and Van Dyke for murder, to conceal and protect their crimes of human trafficking, murder, and terrorism, which they were not able to do after Interpol canceled the warrant 3 times. I was unlawfully kidnapped and trafficked, and they could not do what they had originally planned to do. So I ended up with 2 years probation, and every single American's going to have to pay for that. Just treason charges are coming down all the way around. You can bet your sweet ass that, though this is far from over. But anyway, CIA Macomb County Corporate Counsel with United States Army Private Corporate Military Contract at KMG Prestige, and with Jay Cooper Sr. and Ray Steele, Department of Defense, have tried everything in their power over the last 2 years to manufacture a probation violation, which they did not succeed in manufacturing, while it has cost dozens of Americans their own lives. And it's going to cost dozens more their lives. Okay? Treason is the trump card in my back pocket, and you better believe that I do know every drop of blood and every pound of American flesh and every last dollar paid to me in tangible gold bars and what it is worth. And I am going to play that victim card with my treason trump card, and I'm taking every fucking life that I can take with it. And it was 4,000 American lives as of September 12th through 14th, 2018, when I took America through a batshit crazy psyop for the Hillary Clinton Pfizer pharmaceutical trafficking, murdering operations for the Alex and Avery Ishmael NBA contracts and the Nicholas Nemeth NHL contracts and Homeland CIA Scientology secret spy operative contracts. Okay, so it was 4,000 Americans then, and it is over 5,000 now. Many people are already dead and or missing, and it's going to get worse. So anyways, as promised, after my appointment today, I will be coming back here to Planet Fitness, where I will take my shower, and then I'm going to work Van Dyke Avenue from 12 Mile to 8 Mile, and I'm going to expose and I'm going to exploit the United States State Department and Department of Homeland Security's Macomb County Corporate Council Muslim immigration secret spy operations and their cover front business owner contracts all the way through Centerline in Warren, Michigan, all down Van Dyke Avenue. They are bringing Saudi Arabians, Bangladeshis, and Yemenis, Sunnis here by the boatloads and giving them contracts and cover front businesses to run. And I'm going to expose it all. Same thing that's going on in Hamtramck. And that is the reason why. Now, just like I put in the comments a couple posts down about that human trafficking bust 4 months ago, that was in Macomb and Wayne counties for those Scientology-operated massage parlors, and right there on 8 Mile, okay, where they got busted for human trafficking and shut down, and now the CIA has them right back open for business. That's the same thing that they're doing in Hamtramck with these Bengali secret spy operations, and these Bengalis have these markets, and they accept food stamps, and so they are buying food stamps at 50 cents a dollar. And there's major food stamp fraud going on. And then what happens is the federal government comes in and they go all down Kniff, Joseph Campo, and they raid them all. Okay, and it's a shit show. It's a federal government staged street theater shit show. Okay, they take them all in, and guess what? Within 48 hours, they're back and they're operating open for business, buying food stamps again. Okay? That's what's going on here in the United States of America. And they are running, and now that they have filled Hamtramck up with Bengalis and Yemenis, now they're filling Centerline and Warren up with them in the Tauba Islamic Center on 9 Mile and Van Dyke. Okay, that's all CIA contracted role players, and out of the very few people that go to that little dumpy ass, dirty, filthy hole in the wall, there are 3 non-Muslim role players, and they are so paranoid of me. Okay, every time I go in there, I get targeted, and I'm going to be doing a very detailed video on this, and which is going to include what happened at the Imam Jafar Sadiq Islamic Center in Detroit the other night. Okay, they're also paranoid of me because all these modern American Muslims, okay, they're all Homeland and CIA contracted operatives, okay, and they're paranoid. Okay, this is where the Islamic terrorism is coming from. The United States of America, specifically right here in Michigan, which I was used as a trafficked and outsourced secret spy for, literally trafficked and outsourced for manufacturing Islamic terrorism that otherwise wouldn't exist if the United States State Department, CIA, and Israeli Mossad didn't use trafficked and outsourced secret spies like myself to manufacture it. And that's what I use to bring the 2 world courts and 39 nations who hate America here. And this is what has led to everything that you see happening, all the wars. This is the Gaza ground war that's coming here to America. I'm bringing it. And this is why Saudi Arabia dumped the petrodollar in August 2024, which most Americans don't know. And even if they did know, they don't know that petrodollar was the bottom right card that holding up their whole house of cards while one of these DARPA satellite terrorists is blasting my vertebrae in the back of my head right now in retaliation for talking about this. But I'm going to do better than talk about it. I'm going to be all up and down Van Dyke from 12 Mile to 8 Mile this afternoon when I leave here, and I'm going to show you all of the businesses that I pass that are contracted with them. And this is what it is, folks. This is where the Islamic terrorism is manufactured and sent all over the world from this is who Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram are, and this is why Africa is taking control of their own resources and they are putting Americans out. They have been doing sting operations. Ghana just did a sting operation on CIA, United States military contracted Nigerians, where over 200 of them were arrested the other day, and I did all of this, and I'm very pleased and very proud of myself. And so they silenced my alarm internally. So now there's 3 phones where the alarms are internally screwed up. So I'm going to have to go buy an actual alarm clock, and I'm going to multiply that by 1,000,000, and that is going to be the equivalent of what the American people and their children and their grandchildren are going to be further in debt to me on. In addition to my hour wasted this morning, okay, I'm charging $100 an hour, and I'm going to times it 100. We're going to add that. That's going to have to be taken out in flesh and blood, okay? I'm going to expose you terrorist, you kidnapping, human trafficking, murdering terrorist, and your contracted operatives and role players who have been contracted and contracted and recruited into this human trafficking operation against me and my family. And I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. I'm going to expose your identities, and I'm going to exploit your identities. And I'm going to make your agencies and departments and the handlers of that you are contracted under are going to have to kill and kidnap you off, because that's what Americans do. They kill and kidnap each other off, and they've been doing it for the last 8 years to conceal and protect America's crimes of targeted kidnapping, trafficking, murder, and terrorism. So, I'm going to shut this down now. I just want to give an explanation as to why posts and videos keep showing up and then disappearing, okay? And, see, Donald Trump is here right now. He's, from what I understand, he's been here since early this morning, after he was here on a DARPA supercomputer last night from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. And he was supposed to be at whatever offices and agencies that he's going into to try to see how he can get some control over what he can't control today here in Macomb County at 10 o'clock a.m. So he's been in there for probably about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And he's probably here watching by real-time DARPA satellite with the other DARPA terrorist. And there's nothing Donald Trump can do. Donald Trump is a puppet. Donald Trump has no power, control, or authority over me. It's the other way around. I have power, control, and authority over him and every single American. So none of you Americans ever had the intellect, the power, or the protection necessary to traffic me and my family and to sacrifice us for your NBA and NHL contracts. You never, ever have. First of all, none of you have the human intellect necessary to compete with me. And you've never had the power or the protection. And this time the United States State Department trafficked and outsourced the wrong family when they violated a highly classified, triple top secret international Vatican secret spy agreement between Israel, Germany, USA, and CIA to traffic and outsource me and my family for corporate espionage against Americans and for manufacturing Islamic terrorism that otherwise wouldn't exist. So I'm going to shut this down now and charge up my device, and I'm going to have a full charge because America's going to watch their worst nightmare unfold today in real time behind their DARPA satellite military supercomputers, where they hide like the nameless, faceless cowards who I gave a name and a face to. And it's going to get worse. It's going to be a bad, bad day for America. there. This is Global Missing Persons Alert. Global Missing Persons Alert. Interpol Yellow Notice Number 21-22733. And I'm going to have much fun at your expense, America. I'm going to have much fun at your expense, your trauma, your pain, and your suffering for what you don't even know that I've done to you because your State Department is hiding it. You never did have the intellect, the power, or the protection to compete against me, America. And now I'm going to continue doing what I do while I humiliate you from a world stage.